Alright, traders, a very warm welcome to you all. This is Avril from the Tradepsyche, and I welcome you all to the post market analysis, outlook, and expectations from the market for tomorrow. Alright, so in this video, we'll discuss that how are the markets today and what discussions we had in our community group, right? And what discussion we had for today in yesterday's analysis video. Alright, and we'll also look for some of the crucial levels, support and resistances for tomorrow. And at the end of this video, we'll also analyze the OI data, the change in OI data, whether the bias is bearish, bullish, and how we can trade the markets for tomorrow. All right. So first of all, uh, before starting the video, uh, the markets have yesterday the markets they closed above prior daily high, but today they have again closed well below prior daily low, right? And for a while we thought that yes, markets might do a slight pullback, or you can say a retracement to the sharp fall, but I am not seeing any bullish sign from the market, right? So first we'll go to our Telegram group, we'll see what discussions we had. Then post that, we'll look at the charts that what has happened today, and we'll discuss that what can happen tomorrow. All right, so let me go to and before starting the discussion, I'll be leaving the link to my Telegram group in the description box below. Do check it out if you are a new trader, if you are someone who's looking for guidance. We provide intraday guidance, views on the OI data, on price action, what is going on in the market. And if you are a regular viewer of our videos, you might be knowing, or you must be knowing, that what kind of discussions we have in our Telegram group, right? So I'll be leaving the link in the description box below. Do check it out. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. All right, so today we updated that we might open a gap down of 50-60 points. Then we discussed about the change in OI. 24,300 also has some resistance. Next major resistance is at 24,500 only. 24,200 has been added as the biggest support. But by the way, today's move in the market was totally something which was not anticipated by us, because if you see that the data was clearly not that bearish, right? But we'll see on the chart that how did we figure out, how did we short the markets, how did we give a short view for the market, right? Then post that, we mentioned that change in OI we discussed, then total OI. We mentioned ATM has equal CEPOI, which means OI data has no bias as of now, and players are playing for sideways market. 24,200 has overall good support. Break of it should not happen. We mentioned this. I repeat it, right? 24,500 is the sole resistance. That by this, we meant that we don't see markets going above 24,500 for today. FI's index future positioning. FIs have unwinded some shorts, although it's a small quantity, but it still matters. Back-to-back short unwinding is needed for something concrete. Stance is changing to slightly bullish. We discussed the participants OI data. They are expecting negative open and a mixed stance. So basically, each and every participant had a mixed stance today. Expect mixed markets as FIs and pros both have sideways stance, right? Then we mentioned game plan for today. As discussed in the video for yesterday, we have a gap covering left on upside about 24,300, but the market never went above 24,300, right? So above 24,300 we can see markets going till 24,500 if we sustain, but at 24,500 markets can take a stiff resistance. Below 24,90 only we can see markets being bearish, right? Then post that, we discussed that even in the negative markets, Wipro was 2% up. Then we discussed that from this point, when Nifty was at 24,180, roughly 24,200, we have two probabilities. One is, if the markets wants to bottom out, it will make a W pattern or double bottom pattern, then it will bottom out. Or second probability, if the markets want to give a continuation, then it will first go down, it will touch the prior low, and then it might give a correction, right? Mostly we will come to retrace at retrace 24,000 and 23,800. Markets will at that point will decide whether to break prior swing low or make a bottom. So we mentioned exactly 950. If you see, the markets were at roughly this point. So we were at 24,200, and we mentioned at that point of time that mostly the markets will come, because if you see, we'll discuss this on the charts, but before that, markets are seeing good profit booking. Our shorting level is 2490, we mentioned exactly at 10 a.m. Then first OI data was aggressively bearish, right? So we mentioned that yes, the data is aggressively bearish, and after that we saw after 3 to 5 minutes we saw aggressive fall in the markets, right? So we mentioned that this kind of selling looks deliberate and selling by big funds. Then we mentioned that India VIX is up by 6%, right? And post that we mentioned some of the views by Nifty swing bearish. We have taught this multiple times that how 5 DMA acts as a resistance. So if you see, we went till daily 5 EMA. So I will mention this point in the charts discussion as of now. Focus on that. Then we discussed that we are sitting on a very crucial monthly trend, and we'll also discuss this, right? Then we mentioned that one of the main key ways to keep your eyes open in the market is watch what the broader markets are doing, and exactly the broader markets were also falling. Next to support zone we mentioned, and post that I think markets were clearly bearish itself. Then we mentioned that end of the OI data change. Even at the end of the OI data, when the markets were at I think 2:45 p.m., when the time was 2:45 p.m., we were aggressively bearish, and even after 3 p.m., we did not see any healthy pullback. Right, so market gave up this green zone, and we closed well below this green zone, right? So we have broken a good support, and now technically this support should be converted into resistance. So this was the discussion we had in the market, right, traders? Now let's start go to the charts and start the discussion for tomorrow. So today we opened roughly around if you see, we opened 50-40 points gap down. We touched, because if you see 24,300, we even discussed in this yesterday's analysis video that until and unless we break our prior daily high, we cannot go long. So what we discuss every day is we need at least an early candlestick close above prior daily high. Then and only we can think of going long. And today, so I'll probably remove all these level, but today prior daily high was what? If you essentially see, prior daily high was this 24,300. So we just wanted one early closing above it. We waited for the first early candlestick. The moment markets broke the first early candlestick low, we wanted to short the market. We shorted the market below, and we discussed that below 2490 we will short the market. And from 2490 we have captured around roughly 200 to 50 points in the market. So this is the analysis we did. And if you see this price action, what markets have done, isn't it something we mentioned roughly around, I think, at this point of time, when the markets were at 24,200, that markets will definitely come to test 23,800, 24,000, and 23,800, 848 we have marked the low today, right? So this was the discussion, and this is what the markets have done today, right? Let's start the discussion for tomorrow. All right, so I'll first go to monthly time frame, and I wanted to show you guys a single trend line. So this trend line, if you see, we Nifty is protecting this trend line since I think 2022, and I think this trend line has one, two, third, three times it has been hit, and this will be the fourth time if we are going to hit this trend line. Generally, if a trend line has to go weak or it has to break, 4 to 5 hits are required. Fifth hit, it definitely breaks down. So there might be two possibilities from here. If, because since we are falling from a long time, uh, the bears might be exhausted. Small pullback like this, and then we might break down this. Or second probability is, if at all the markets has to really break down, it has to give a sharp fall like this. Then the markets might again bottom in the area of 22,000, and we might do again a rally like this, right? So I am expecting, if at all this trend line has to break, I am expecting the markets to bottom out roughly around 22,500, 22,000, and then markets will might again come to test this, test the break of this trend line. Then markets might go into a bearish run for next 2 to 3 years. This the markets can do, right? So it's the mid of the week. Today is Wednesday. On weekly time frame also we are not looking that much good, right? So we if you see, essentially we went till the markets went till prior weekly low, we covered the gap, because we opened the gap. We opened gap down on Monday, and now we are ready for, you know, more downside. But one concerning point we have here is, if at all we close on weekly basis below 100 EMA, the official target will be weekly 200 EMA. And last time we touched weekly 20 EMA was in COVID, and before that was in I think roughly around 2016, which was a bearish run of almost 1.5 year, from 2015 to 2016 mid, early 2016s. And I think when we gave a fresh breakdown on weekly time frame till weekly 200 EMA, we took at least, I think, 3 to 4 weeks to bottom out, and then we started a good rally, right? And even the last time, I think in 13, in 12, in, I think, even in if you see weekly EMA, weekly 200 EMA, we came till weekly 200 EMA, we bounced off, then again we gave a sharp fall in the 2008 stock market crash. So it is a possibility. People think that, oh, 22,000 cannot come. It can come, right? Markets have been falling from 26,000. We are at 23,840. So we have almost covered 2,200 points. So what will stop the Nifty from covering additional 2,000 points? Nothing, right? So be careful in the markets. Be watchful, right? So, but we have to do it's not a weekly analysis video, it's a daily analysis video. We will have to discuss for tomorrow, right? All right, so another day, another close below prior daily low, which is for me it's bearish, and the size of the candlestick tells me that it is ultra bearish, right? So the only level for tomorrow you have to take care is, see, the bias is on the downside, and roughly we have made this candlestick after a good pullback on the upside. So technically we should again get a follow up tomorrow, right? So this will be the first and highest probabilistic event that we should get a follow up tomorrow. How you can capture the follow up? Any move below 23,800. The first level you will see is 23,700. Below 23,700, the markets do not have any support till 23,200, and below 23,200 till, I think, 23,200 till 22,800 we have a gap. So if at all tomorrow we break 23,800, I think it will be a clear cut short in the market, and I think tomorrow can be a good bearish day. But it all depends on how FIs have positioned themselves for today, right? So we will be uploading that data on our Telegram group. Do check it out. If you want pure analysis, pure views, join the Telegram group, right? Let's go on hourly time frame, and we will, so this is the bearish scenario. It's very simple. Any break below 23,700, you can easily target 23,200, 23,000. But when, if at all, we have to discuss the bullish scenario, the bullish move will only and only come off 24,300. Since we are now at 23,800, I will consider 24,000 a sharp resistance, right? So we will go on 15 minutes time frame, we will discuss on intraday basis. But any move tomorrow above 24,000, any early candlestick sustaining above 24,000, markets can easily give a short covering till 24,300 again, like this. Why? Because tomorrow is Sensex expiry. We will also have a look at Sensex premiums, that how are they looking, whether we are looking at a sideways expiry or a trending expiry. But don't tomorrow, at least because it's a Sensex expiry, it is famous for short coverings, right? So tomorrow can be a wild move also. We'll also discuss on the basis of opening on 15 minutes time frame, that how we can treat the markets. But if a intraday bullish move has to come, it will only come about 24,000. So unless you see an early close above, 24,000, do not think to go long. Personally, if I have to go swing long, I will only go above 24,300, because for 200, 300 points, I don't trade. I am a swing positional trader. I'm not an intraday trader. So for me, if the markets have to bottom out, if the markets have to form this price action, so technically it will form this W, and for this W, the neckline is 24,300. So above 24,300 only, I will go long on swing basis. But if someone trades on intraday basis, above 24,000 early close, you can trade till 24,300. But markets can also give a move like this, and again a short longs covering, like longs unwinding like this. So there are two crucial levels for tomorrow, 24,000 and 24,300. Right? Let's go to 15 minutes time frame. And if at all the markets open a big gap up roughly around somewhere around here, the markets today have gone with aggressive bears. If at all the markets open a big gap up, that gap up will not sustain because these bears will target once at least the market they will try to bring down, and at this point the markets will decide that whether they have to form a bottom or not. Right? If at all we are opening a big gap down, the bears they will get more aggressive. But how to trade a big gap down? Big gap downs are very tricky. So big gap downs are always treated with a slight pullback first, and then you can treat like this. All right. But the crucial levels for being bullish tomorrow will be 24,000 on intraday basis, and on swing basis 24,300. Right? For bearish, it's an easy market. Let's now go over to Nifty Bank and we'll discuss that what we are looking at Nifty Bank. So we are on monthly time frame for Nifty Bank also, and the last time when we corrected 5,000 points in a month was roughly around, I think so, from 43,000 till 40,000. This was also this point from 40,000 till 35,000, and post that we underperformed. The Bank Nifty underperformed for next 8 to 9 months. Right? So, and prior to that only we made a 5,000 single monthly candlestick of 5,000 points was COVID. Right? So Bank Nifty also is at a very crucial point and things are not looking good at all. But one thing, Bank Nifty has made a lot of gaps on the upside. So this is the only thing which is making me worried, because none of the gap it gets uncovered, right? But let's see what Bank Nifty has in it for us for tomorrow, right? So today also Bank Nifty has crashed by roughly, if at all you will say 56,800 till 55,800. If you want to see how many points, 1,200 points. That's crazy. Right? So Bank Nifty's closing is also very bearish. Any move below tomorrow 55,300, target for 55,000, 54,500 and 54,000. Right? Last good support for the market is 53,500. If it all markets Bank Nifty breach 53,500, I think Bank Nifty can crash till 51,500. But we are way below all the moving averages. I'm not sure why the markets are not bottoming out. There is something very seriously wrong with the markets. Right? Nifty Bank, the bullish entries will only come above 57,000. Don't even try to, have a bullish scenario unless we cross 57,000 upside. Getting my point? VIX. VIX is also going volatile, so probably we might need a volatility indicator for the VIX itself. But back to back weekly closing above the levels of 20, it is very dangerous. Last time when it happened, the VIX went till 80. The VIX went till, I think, June 22, went till this one. So most probably we will not see a COVID kind of crash, but a large bear cycle with a panic round of selling when the VIX goes till 33. We can see that at least. Right? So be careful. The premiums are very costly because the VIX is very high. And this is what it is. The markets are not looking good. Right? We'll discuss the Sensex option chain because tomorrow is Sensex expiry. Right? All right. So if you see for tomorrow, today is 11th, for tomorrow's expiry, at the money straddle premium is 1,000 point. It is a very, and IV, very high IV and very high premiums. Tomorrow is going to be, it's not going to be a silent day. First thing first, it's not going to be a silent day. Either it's going to be super volatile or either it's going to be super trending. The last support which Sensex has is 77,000. We have closed well below it, 200 points. So technically the bias was on the negative side. And last support is 76,000. So 1,000 points more Sensex is looking at in the downside. The IV is not cooled off, right? Change in OI data, huge addition of, okay, in the last 1 hour, almost in the last 2 hours, basically 1 CR of shorts have got unwinded. Basically, nobody wants to carry selling positions. So 3 CR addition of shorts and only 1 CR addition of longs. Data is very bearish. For Nifty, for Bank Nifty, ultra bearish. 6 lakh addition of shorts, only 2 lakh. Not even complete 2 lakh. 1.7 lakh addition of longs. Biggest short which is being added is at 56,000, which is the biggest resistance. So overall, from my perspective, the charts are not looking good. The data is very bearish. So technically, we should get a follow up move tomorrow. But since tomorrow is Sensex expiry, it will be little bit tricky, and it will also be dependent on how we open. All right. So in order to trade the market tomorrow, in order to perfectly trade the market with live data analysis, do check our Telegram group out. Right. So this was the analysis for tomorrow for Nifty and Bank Nifty. We have also done the uh, uh, OI data analysis. Stay safe in the market. Cheers.